Hello, everyone. I wanted to make a midweek market analysis update because, as of after hours, as you guys have probably seen, the market is down quite a bit. It's down about 1.5% due to some bombings that took place in Iran, I guess. So, we're going to go ahead and just look at the chart. And, we knew that this was a possibility, right? We knew that SPY was running out of time, and regardless of news, a big move was coming, right? You heard me say it this in this weekend's video. A big move is going to be hitting the market this week, most likely. The market was running out of time, right? And it was either going to have to hold this trend line and boom to the upside, or it was going to have the inevitable pullback that the market has needed for a while now. So we'll look at the after hours here. And as we can see right now, SPY is trading at about 318.14. And just notice these levels that I had marked in the weekend video, guys. I mean, look at how important they have been to the market, right? Especially this top one, guys, that we couldn't finish above today. Look at us just fighting with it all day, and we close under it. In the futures contract, I gave you guys one level on the upside, 3254.5 to watch. If we got up to that level, I said that could be a potential place for a head and shoulders pattern to take place and for the inevitable down move to come. Whether it was because of news or not, I'm not concerned about it, right? I'm about the numbers. And what I saw today was the futures come up. They hit that exact number. I mean, look at that, guys. It's really incredible. We had a downtrend line. The futures tried to get above it at the end of the day. We had a little mini bull flag in here, and they tried to break up, and they couldn't do it. That was a negative sign at the end of the day. And yes, this is hindsight, but I was worried that we may see a drop after hours after we couldn't finish the day well. And, that news happened to help it. But I just want to go over what I'm looking for on the downside. Signs to look for, levels that I would be buying at. So, first of all, it obviously depends where the market is trading in the morning, where we have reached. It looks like we may have put in a short-term low here at 317.32. And again, if we go back to a daily chart, 317.32 is this gap right here, right? I believe this wick is a false wick, this bottom wick, I'm not sure. But regardless, this is the important level, 317.32. I don't really expect that to be the bottom of this down move. It could be. I think it will be an important level, and maybe it will be the bottom. But again, I've had this on my chart for a while, this 314.10. It's bolded, it's in blue. Why? Because we have two minor pivots. We have a breakup candle low, and just below 312. If we do get a lot of selling, that may be a lower pivot. If the rug is really getting pulled out, we may come down to this gap right here at around 312, bounce back up, finish the day above the 314. So I don't know that 314.10 will be a long-lasting low. I'm not telling you that. But it is a place that will absolutely see a nice reaction, and it would be a place that I'd be willing to put on a trade at, whether it would last an hour, a half hour, or whether it would turn into a swing. Can't tell you that yet. We have to see how price comes into that level. But that will be important. I guarantee it will come back next week or the week after, and we will look back and say, yes, that level was very important. And, keep in mind these trend lines, right? We've now broken the first daily trend line as long as we open and close below, which is probably likely. And the next daily trend line, if we zoom out here, comes from the December low, right? So it's had two touches. It might not be super valid, But it is, regardless, those are the major pivots that have happened. We had about 3 or 4 or 5 days come down here and touch it, so it's valid enough. So that would be the first place, and that also comes in confluence with this level here, right? This definitely can be a major level whenever a market comes down and takes off of a level. That is usually going to be an important level. You can see here we gapped up, we came and closed on it, closed on it, closed on it. We were above it, fighting it, got above, came back, tested, and took off. So along with 314.10, I think 307.1 will be incredibly important. Now that's looking pretty far into the future, and we'll cover that when it comes. Okay, but for the near future, we want to see where the market is opening tomorrow. I want you guys, if you're interested, to mark these levels on your chart. These will continue to be important levels. The first sign we want to look for is, okay, where does the market open? Does the market make an after hours bottom here? And does it open above, let's say, 320.15? That's a positive sign, but we have to remember that we're opening underneath a big daily trend line. Are we going to come up and reject? We have to get our mindset in this sell your rip mode now, right? Or sell the rip mode, right? You want to be a little cautious on rips and pay attention to when they come into important trend lines or these important levels. And you should really be wary until we reach maybe 314.10 of any rallies, right? There's going to be very sharp swings in both directions. Volatility will increase. Gold will be skyrocketing. We'll take a look at gold. That reached my next important level here. So, I can't tell you guys how long lived this is going to be, but what I want you guys to do is just stay focused on these levels. Essentially in after hours now, we've come down and tested them. Could that be it? Maybe. I don't know. I can't tell you for sure, but I want you guys to keep an eye on these levels, and 314.10, 100% will be a buyer at. Okay. And we want to keep an eye on how the market finishes the week because of these dashed weekly trend lines. And we'll cover that in the weekend video. Wherever we finish at can be a big tell, right? If we come back and finish below this weekly trend line here that we broke out of, and look at how many nice touches we've had on it, right? This has been a respected trend line. It's had many touches, so it's going to be important if it breaks or not. And then again, the green is on the monthly chart, so that will be at the end of the month. It will be important if we are finishing above or below that. I think we'll finish above. I think we're still headed higher in the long run. I think that this is going to be a short-term pullback. Whether it's a week or two, it can last a couple weeks. It doesn't have to just go straight down for 2 weeks, right? It can be back and forth and make a low and then come up and fake everybody out thinking they're going down again and come up. It can take a bit. And we'll cover that in the weekend videos, and I'll update. If there's any major market updates, I'll try to do these midweek updates just so you guys can kind of have a feel for what's going on. But really quickly, we'll just look over the indices, right? The IWM didn't quite reach the trend line. So if we are headed down, there's a very clear and obvious place, and it's this rectangle here. That's obviously where we're looking to buy the IWM. Right, I mean, there's going to be tons of buyers there, right? We have a gap here. We have a gap here. There's going to be buyers in this area. That's pretty just self-explanatory. If there's not, guys, there's a trend line right below. Do we hit the trend line and come up? Maybe we overshoot it a little bit. But again, nothing's wrong with the markets until we either start getting daily below this zone and then daily below the trend line. As far as I'm concerned, it's still a pullback until further notice. XLF, right? It's got a couple trend lines here, and we don't want to pay too much attention to trend lines. The main focus here is that it's all-time highs, right? Right here. We made all-time highs one day, gap down, haven't been able to get back up. So again, there's a ton of support on the XLF. There's a lot of structure here. Breakup candle low, gaps. So how far does the XLF come down? Well, not much for right now, but let's check after hours on the XLF. So we're currently trading at 29.94. So we're looking about right here, right? So basically there's a gap here. There's a whole zone of structure here. Again, if we start closing back below this trend line, I don't like that. If we start closing daily below this trend line here that was, you can see, was very well respected, right? Has many touches, got above, acted as very nice support. That's not a good sign. But again, there's a lot of support here, guys. It is a pullback in an uptrend. We should expect to be buying dips, right? And until the market puts in a reversal sign, we want to be wary of holding those dips. But there will be some good trades off of these support levels. SMH, this chart has been a mess. It's still a mess. SMH is currently trading at 140. This is a level I've had on my chart for a while, telling you guys that would be important. Look at the nice dip on Monday there and the nice rally today. So again, we have trend lines. We'll be watching the trend lines. We'll be watching, of course, this zone. If the SMH gets below 140, guys, this thing can come real quick right down to this zone. Let me tell you, it'll come probably to 133, 134, right in this zone. On an overshoot, it would come down to this gap at 132. Very important levels. If you're interested in trading semis, AMD, NVIDIA, you need to be watching. When the SMH is down here, I guarantee you it'll see some green. And then let's go ahead and look at the transportation department. This chart has also been a mess. We have to see that, it hasn't been able to make this higher high. Hasn't been able to make this higher high. It is above this trend line. How important is the trend line? I like to say levels are always more important. And we've been saying it's interesting that the transports have been lagging, right? They haven't been able to get above this red zone. They haven't really broken out of their trend line, right? They haven't broken out. The IWM's broken out. XLF's broken out. Tech is broken out. What is the transports? What are they doing, right? And they could be sending us a longer term sign. Who knows? We'll have to see when that comes, right? We'll just have to wait and see this weekend, maybe the weekend after, see how the market's developed, how it's reacting, and we'll go from there, right? So that's really it, guys. See where the market's at in the morning. If we are near the lows, say these are the lows and we're right here, we're not above any important levels, we're probably going to retest the lows. You start closing hourly below 317.32. 2 hours in a row, we're likely going down to this 314.10, and it'll happen fast. These drops happen real fast. You'll likely see a massive rally, and who knows, maybe we go down more. I'm going to be watching this level for a nice bounce. Okay, so keep your eyes. But yeah, that's it. Good luck to you guys this week. Enjoy the volatility, make some use out of it. Pray for USA. Hopefully this all goes over smoothly with Iran. But yeah, guys, happy trading, and I'll see you this weekend. Have a good one.